Here we go. Here we go. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Here we have a crazy story. Number one, New York City. They said it's a big city of dreams. I never forget about New York. I've been hearing about New York since, matter of fact, that Big Apple, the first place I've ever heard about. If you think about it, imagine that. New York, New York. They said New York's never been the same since Snoop Dogg came around and he kicked down those buildings. Imagine that. They said Snoop Dogg, he came around, kicked down those buildings right there, and ever since then, the rent in New York's been going right up. Yeah, that's what they said happened. He kicked down those big city of dreams. Snoop Dogg kicked those dreams down. Is that the truth? I don't know. That's what I heard, though. Imagine that. I mean, I did see him kick those buildings down. I do know the rent's been going up ever since. Dreams. Imagine that. Imagine dreaming about paying $6,000 every month for rent. Imagine dreaming about paying $3,500 a month for rent, or $4,200 a month for rent. What a dream. Wow, I can't wait to get out. Pay that right there every month. So that's what's going on with New York right now. They said the rent is so high. When I mean it's so high, I mean it's so high. I mean, I'm just keeping it simple, if you know what I mean. That's what they're saying is going on in New York right now. Snoop Dogg came around, kicked those buildings down way back. I think he kicked it down back in the, when did he kick him down again? Maybe back in the 90s. Maybe, I don't know. But either way, the rent's been going up ever since. It's way up right now, way up. Up there. Matter of fact, it's about to be a new year. So I'm assuming it's gonna go up even more. Imagine that. Imagine going up even more because it's a brand new year. So that's what's going on in New York, as you can see. Those prices are so high. They're so high. But I was thinking about it, I said, wow, those individuals who are living in New York right now, I'm just talking, that's it. Imagine one of those individuals who's paying that $6,000 every month. I mean, it could be $6,422, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna round out to 6,000. Imagine that. Imagine saving a couple of dollars. Imagine saving a couple of dollars. Say the real numbers. Real numbers probably $6,485, 22 cents. Imagine that. That extra 400 something dollars difference makes a big difference. But I mean, some individuals paying about $3,500 a month. You know what I mean? $4,200 a month. Some of them probably even have a bargain. Imagine having a bargain. Imagine that. Man, some people say, you know what? I'm paying $2,900. I'm paying $28. I'm paying $27. What are you talking about? I'm paying $26. Why am I paying $25? I'm paying $24. Even though I'm only a little small place, I'm still paying $24. Imagine that. But let's get back to it. We're talking about a normal one-bedroom apartment, maybe two. We're not talking about a little small place. We're not talking about a little small place. But imagine one of those small places. Somewhere that has room you can walk around. You know what I mean? Live your life. Comes at a price, hefty price, as you can see. New York City compared to Kansas City. They said in Kansas City, you get a place for about $1,050, $1,075. Probably even more space than what you get in New York. Imagine that. Big city of dreams. Big city of dreams. Imagine that. So what's going on right now? Two cities, two different prices. Imagine that. 2 different prices, probably 3 or 4. What's the perks that comes along with living in New York City opposed to Kansas City? What's so good about living in New York City? I have to admit, there's so much people, almost 8 million people. Kansas City has so much less. All the opportunities are in New York. Kansas City has some, but not as much, I have to admit. Imagine that. What is that worth? $6,000 a month? Don't forget the real number is about $6,422. Imagine that, the extra money. I don't know. But one thing I do know though is that ever since Snoop Dogg came around and kicked down those buildings, those rent prices have been going up in New York. So I was thinking about it. I said, wow. I was thinking about moving. I was thinking about going somewhere. I really was. Where I live right now, I've been here for a while. And I said, should I move or should I stay here? And I said, New York, it seems like if I move to New York, imagine that. Imagine getting a nice place. I had to pay about $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month. Could I do it? Could I afford it? And I said, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I can. Do I want to just work all day long? I don't know. But at the same time, New York is a different place. They say there's so many millionaires in New York. They say there's going to almost 500,000 millionaires in New York. Think about that. The real number is like 390,000, but you know what I mean? Round that number off to 500, might as well say 500,000. You know they have those criminals. You know those criminals be millionaires, but they don't, claiming under the taxes. Imagine not claiming your taxes and just talking, that's it. So they had that, and they had those billionaires. They have about 65 billionaires that sat in New York. Imagine that, 65 billionaires. Kansas City, they said they only have about 2 billionaires and about 66,000 millionaires. But I'm trying to figure out, living in New York comes along with, basically working to have a place to rest. Imagine that. Is it cheaper to get a hotel? How much is a hotel room? Gotta get a hotel room for $100 a night. Imagine that. I don't think so. I don't know. I haven't been in New York in a long time. Imagine that. But either way, they said the price of everything is going up. Especially the price of where you need to rest rest. They said the price of a home is going to keep on going up. And we're not talking about a house, we're talking about renting. Lisa, you know what I'm talking about. But either way, Kansas City, believe it or not, to me, looks more appealing. If I were to move somewhere right now, I'm thinking about going to Kansas City. I'm saying, wow, those prices are great right there. The amount of money I'll spend 1 year in New York if I get one of those $6,400 and something a month rent. In 1 year, that same money in Kansas City, that'll be my rent for 7 years. Imagine that, for 7 years, almost 8 years. Is my math wrong? I don't believe so. I think, imagine that. It's unbelievable. So let me get this right. So 2 years. So 3 years of New York rent will equal almost 23, 24 years, 25 years of Kansas City rent. I just pay that off. Imagine that. Saving that money for 3 years. Man, I want to sign that. I want to sign that. I want to sign a 25-year lease right now, right now. Imagine that. No more rent for 25 years. Just because I saved my money. Then moved to New York. If I was there for 3 years, I would be spending about almost $8,000 a year. A little more than that. Man, a little more than that. I took that same money, went to Kansas City. Paid off almost 25 years, 24 years, 23 years of rent. Imagine that. I'm just looking at the numbers. That's it. So that's what's going on in New York right now. That's what's going on in Kansas City, that big city of dreams. That big city of rent. That big city of a whole lot of rent. Imagine that. I'm just working. I'm just working all day long. I'm trying to figure out how all these millionaires are making their money. I don't know. I have to look it up. I mean, I'm assuming there's a lot of business owners. There's a whole lot of everything. Not just that. They said New York is one of those places millionaires are popping up so fast. It's like, so I guess if you don't become a millionaire, you probably mess around in 10 years in New York, you'd be out of luck. Imagine being out of luck. Imagine somebody being a millionaire and you only have $10, $11, $12 or $13. Imagine not having 13. I'm just talking. That's it. Till next time. But that's what's going on in New York. That's what's going on in Kansas City. They're both cities, but as you can see, you're paying different. Some people say, you know what? Certain areas you get paid different. But I tell you this right here. Certain areas you don't either. Imagine that. No, I'm just talking. That's it. But that's what's going on right there. I mean, how much are those individuals in Kansas City being compensated hourly? Matter of fact, am I wrong? Is it $10.25 an hour? Let's do the math. How much is that? Say $10 an hour, $400 per week, full time. I'm just talking a regular whatever job I'm talking about. You know, just a regular minimum wage job, $40 or $400. So 2 weeks, $800. Tax rip me apart, bring me down to about $750. At least I could get a place in Kansas City for $750. And I still have 2 more paychecks to play with in New York City. How much would I get paid a week? The 2 of my paychecks and a minimum wage job, pay my rent, and I still have the next 2 paychecks to play with. I don't know. I don't believe so. Imagine that. I could be wrong. I don't know how much these individuals are getting paid in New York. They're probably getting paid $1,000 an hour. I mean, you know, I know $1,000. You know what I mean? They probably pay $50 an hour. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. But if they're not making enough, where 2 weeks is enough to be able to afford a place, like it is in Kansas City, New York City, it probably is a rotten apple. You thought it was a joke. Why do you think they call me rotten apple? Matter of fact, I got a snake coming out of me.